Look at these examples. Let's go through these examples, and when we're done these examples, you'll have a better idea of how this works. Let's look at list number 1. List number 1 says, permit 192.168.00/16 less than or equal to 20. Well, here's what we need to understand. When there's a less than or equal to, or a greater than or equal to, it's a completely different prefix list examination process that happens than if there is no less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. So for example, if we look at this right here, is there a less than or equal to or a greater than or equal to sign? No, there's not. Doesn't exist. So what does that mean? It means exact match. Remember that? We just talked about that. An exact match. So in this case, we are looking specifically for the route 000/0. What is that? That's the default route. That's what that is. An exact match. But now, we have ranges of values. So how do we figure this out? What do we have here? We have 192.168.00/16 less than or equal to 20. Let me show you how we can break this apart. This is a great chart that you want to take advantage of. You want to take a screenshot of this. You want to print it out. And you want to have it at your side, especially when you're dealing with prefix lists. Let's walk through this flow chart together using our example. So what is that example? Let's go back just to make sure. It is list number 1 that says 192.168.00/16 less than or equal to 20. So let's add that to the top here. So we have 192.168.0.0/16 less than or equal to 20. What does that mean? Well, first of all, when you're reading it, what do we have? We have, is there a GE or LE? It's a pretty easy process. We can figure that out. Yeah, there is. There is a GE or LE. So we would move down the chart. But wait, let's find out what we do if there's not. And we already know what it is. But if there's not, it says, look for an exact match of the subnet and subnet mask. We've already seen those examples. So that's relatively simple. If there's no GE or LE in that prefix list, you're simply looking for an exact match. But in our case, there is an LE, so it's 20. So let's go down. Convert the slash, so the subnet mask, to a wildcard mask. Wait a second. Why would we do that? Well, in this case, the /16 in the address, folks, is not the subnet mask. That's not what it is. It's going to be the range operator like we have in access control lists. So we have to figure out the range of addresses. That's what we're doing here. So the address and slash is now going to define a range, and then the less than or equal to defines the subnet mask. So let's do that. We'll see the example here, and it might become clearer to you when we get towards the end. So what is the subnet mask in this particular case? The subnet mask is 255. So let's put that in, 255.255.0.0. And when we subtract that now, what's our result? 255 minus 255 is 0. 255 minus 255 is 0. 255 minus 0 is 255. And then lastly, 255 minus 0 is 255. So our wildcard mask is 00255.255. So now we want to find the range of IP addresses matched by this particular prefix list. Since we know the wildcard mask and we know the address, the starting address of 192.168.0.0, we can figure out what the entire range is. So we write down the starting address, which is going to be 192.168.0.0, and we identify the wildcard mask, which we said was going to be 0.0.255.255. Now, when we do the addition, 192 plus 0 is 192. 168 plus 0 is 168. 0 plus 255 is 255, and 0 plus 255 is 255. So this is just like the process of figuring out the range of an access control list. So we know our starting and our ending now. We are defining a range of addresses from 192.168.0.0 through 192.168.255.255. And then it says identify the range of subnet masks based on the GE and or LE. So it says LE20. So we can put that in. We can say that the subnet mask has to be less than or equal to 20. And then let's fill it in at the bottom. What does the bottom say? It says put it all together. All right, so our access control list, if you remember, was a permit. So I'm going to circle it. It says permit. Okay, we're going to permit what? 192.168.0.0 to 192.168.255.255 with a subnet mask from 0 to 20. And that's our final result. So that prefix list is stating we are going to permit any routes that have an address of 192.168.0.0 through 192.168.255.255 with a subnet mask from 0 to 20.